Good morning from Northern California. It is going to be a hot day today. When I say hot, it's going to be like 102 degrees. Just coming out here, trying to get my watering in, make sure all my plants are ready. And one area that just always amazes me is the tomato bed. This area has been sitting here doing almost nothing for years. And the reason being is that it's comprised of this type of soil. Untreated clay that was stripped of its topsoil when they built my house. And I didn't think anything could grow in this stuff. But last year, the star of the show, the area that produced the most tomatoes, was this container right here, which I had some cherry tomatoes in. It was in direct sunlight. It received the light it needed, and the tomatoes exploded here. Meanwhile, I have a bed over here in the back, and that area did not do as well. It's shady back here. The sun doesn't get to these beds till about 10:30, which is great for most things because it means that they're not going to be, inundated with a ton of, hard afternoon sunlight. But for tomatoes, they need full sun. So I had to get creative. I had this one area over here, and I decided, let me see if I could throw some tomatoes over here. So I went on Charles Dow.
I'm often asked, how do you begin no dig?
He had a video on how to make new beds, and very suspiciously, I followed his instructions. So without digging any of that clay, I simply just added a layer of compost, about 4 to 5 inches deep, put on some amendments, mixed just the compost, didn't bother the soil underneath, and planted these tomatoes. And I basically banked my entire 2020 tomato harvest, with the exception of a couple of cherry tomatoes, on this system. And I mean, look, I have tomatoes everywhere. I mean, they're just exploding. Which, makes sense because what we're basically saying is that the clay soil has all the amendments and everything necessary as far as mineralization, NPK, whatever you want to call it, to grow plants. All you really have to do is add some organic matter and allow nature to kind of do its dance and to get this soil food web going. And like I said, the tomatoes love it. I mean, every day I come out here and I just shake my head. I'm going to expand this concept. I'm going to take more areas of my backyard, which I'm doing over here, and amongst the oleanders and some other flowering shrubs, we're growing cowpeas and beans and corn. So don't be fooled by what a lot of people tell you. Your soil's bad, you have sandy soil, you have clay, you can't grow anything, because nothing could be further from the truth. All you gotta do is do the right thing as far as your amendments and as far as preparing your soil, and then help Mother Nature reestablish the microbes and the nutrients so they can be released back to your plants. And the rest is history.